Hello friends, today in this tutorial we will be building this coronavirus live data in table kind of a application in JavaScript. So here all this data will be displayed of coronavirus, so total number of cases, total number of deaths and total number of recovered people. So we will be fetching this data from a API which is called as Covid-19 API.com. So you will see that this is the address of this API. If you search on Google also Covid-19 API, you will be getting a response here. This is a documentation here, covid19api.com. So just go to this website. This is a free API. You need not have to create an account for that. Free API for data on the coronavirus. So you can see that. Get started and you click on the view documentation. So all the routes are given here on this getpostone.com. So we are just using a route here. This is a route that we are using here. Let me just copy it and paste it here inside the browser. So this will return a JSON response global here. Let me just zoom in. We will be just be concentrating on this object, global object, new confirmed, total confirmed, new that's total that's new recovered. We will be displaying this number inside our application, inside a table. So you can see that we are displaying all this information inside our table, total cases, total deaths and total recovered. Anytime we need to refresh the data, we can click this button in order to refresh the data. So it will automatically send out a new request to the API and it will be fetching a new data. So we will be building this application from scratch in JavaScript. So just inside your text editor, I am using Atom. You can just use any text editor of your choice. So just make an index.html file and change here the title COVID-19 API in JavaScript. And for the styling purposes, we are also using some bootstrap. So what you can do here is that go to Google and type here bootstrap CDN and go to this link bootstrapcdn.com, copy the CDN and just after the title you make a link tag, copy paste the CDN like this. And now we will be using the container class of bootstrap, and inside this we will be having a heading which will be COVID-19 live data in table, and we can attach a center class. We can just give it a center class, text center. This is a bootstrap class, and also margin top 5. So this will have some margin from the top position. So if I reload the application right now, so you will see a heading here, COVID-19 live data in table. And now what we want here is that we just want a simple table from which we can just display the data. So here this is my table. If I just copy paste it, this is a bootstrap table. So if I refresh it, you will see this is my table. When I hover onto this, these are the hover classes of bootstrap. So this comes with the bootstrap styling. I just want to create some space here. So after the heading, we can just have two break tags here like this. And here the heading will change to total cases. And the next heading will be total deaths. And last will be total recovered. Like this. And inside this, we don't want anything inside the body. We don't want anything. We want to delete it, and inside this table row we will be giving a ID to it of data so that we can dynamically put out the data which is coming from the API. So now if I refresh it, you will not see any kind of row inside the table. Currently the table is empty. Now when we load the page, we need to make a request. So after the body, you also need to import jQuery as well. So here you need to type here jQuery CDN and go to w3schools.com and you need to copy paste the CDN of jQuery. So this is the jQuery CDN. Copy the whole link and paste it. After the script, write the custom JavaScript code. So when we load the page, so which is document.ready function of jQuery. So when we load the page, we need to initialize a function which is init. So we need to create this function right here at the bottom, function init. So inside this function, first of all, we need to copy paste the URL to which we are making the request. So we are making a request to this URL. Let me just copy paste the URL. This is the URL full. I paste the URL, and now I will make a simple get request to this. So I will write here $.get, pass the URL, and this will return the callback function. Inside this we are returning this data. Now we can just console log the data just to check if we are on the right track. So now if I inspect element, go to the console, and if I refresh the application, you will see we are getting the data here from the API. We only need the global object. So inside the global object all the information is there. So what we can do here is that we can just write data dot global. So this will only return the global object to us, so you can see that. And now we can just access the individual properties. Let's suppose total the debts, like this. So this will return the total number of debts that is there. Now we just need to parse this data inside the table. So what we can do here is that we can create a variable right here at the top of data, like this, which is initialized to empty. Now what we need to do here is that we need to initialize this data variable. This is a backtick symbol, so through which we can just write multiple lines of HTML code. So first table data tag we will attach is the total number of cases, so which is there inside this is done to embed dynamic variables. So data dot global dot total. Let me just see, guys. So just wait. Uh, Let me just see the variable. It is there inside. Yes, total confirmed. Yes, total confirmed. So what we can do here is that in the first table data we have the total number of cases. So for that we can access that by data dot global dot total confirmed, like this. And in the next we will be displaying the total number of deaths. So for that to happen we need to write data dot global dot total deaths, like this. Close it, and next we will be displaying the total recovered people. So for that this is there inside data dot global dot total recovered, like this. That's it. Now we have made our data. Now we just need to add it inside our table row. We have given this ID data here, so now we can just access this by jQuery by the ID, let's suppose data, and we will be attaching it as HTML. Pass the data here. That's it. And now if I refresh the application, you will see all this data will be there inside our table. So it is displaying it inside our table here. You can see that. Now we just want a simple button to refresh the data. So once we want to get new data, so just after the table we will be having a button, and we will be attaching btn danger and also btn dash block class, and the label will be refresh data. That's it. Now if I refresh it, you will see a button here happening here. I need to create some space also, so just make a break tag, and I will be attaching a on click attribute. So when we click this button, we will be attaching a function which will be refresh data. So basically it will be making a new call to the API. So you can see that when we click this button we need to execute this refresh data function. So right here we can just do that. We can have our refresh data function. So inside this, first of all we need to invoke this clear data function. So this is a custom function. This will clear out the previous entry which is there inside the table. You can see that the old data. So in order to close this, in order to clear that, we will be making this clear data function clear data. So inside this we just need to clear out the table data. So what we can do here is that we can just do data dot empty. So we can empty out the previous content, and then we can call the init function once again. So this will make a new call to the API, and then it will attach the data to the table. That's it. So now the application is complete, guys. So now we have made a very basic coronavirus COVID-19 live data table kind of application in JavaScript. So you can see that if I click the refresh data button, so it will make a new call to the API. It is saying to us that refresh data is not defined. Let me just see. Refresh data. Oh, sorry, guys. We need to initialize this function inside refresh data. So initialize init. That's it. This was the problem. Now if I refresh it, click on refresh data. Now once again it is saying refresh data is not defined. Let me just see. Let me just make this like this, and also move this function outside the document.ready function like this. Now let me just see if it is. I think that we need to delete this document.ready function. That is creating a problem. So just delete this document.ready function of jQuery. Just delete this, and now it will work. It will work perfectly fine. If I type localhost 5500 like this, if I refresh, you will see now it is making a new request to the API every time when we hit the button here. You can see that. So in this way, guys, you can just build out a very simple coronavirus COVID-19 live data table kind of application using the COVID-19 API. So thanks very much, guys, for watching this video. If you like this video, then please hit the like button, which is there inside the bottom of the video. Please hit the red subscribe button also. Tap the notification bell icon, and I will be seeing you in the next video.